right, Dante's Boxing Nation over here with the man, the Miracle Man,
I'm
Danny
feeling happy, Dante.
Man.
I got a chance to meet you, brother.
Oh,
it's been an honor, man. I've always followed your work.
I appreciate
I want to say I appreciate you for supporting the sport of boxing, doing such a positive job supporting us fighters. You put our lives on the line, and you do such a tremendous, respectful job of doing what you do for us, and I want to commend you, brother.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So Shakur Stevenson is taking a huge step up in competition with only 10 fights, going up against top contender and title challenger Christopher Diaz. It wasn't that long ago that Christopher Diaz was looked at as one of the best prospects in boxing. Diaz, he suffered his first loss in a real tough fight against Masayuki Ito, which was candidate for Fight of the Year. He bounced right back 4 months after that loss and got a first-round knockout. Now he's going up against Shakur Stevenson. Now guys, this is such a huge step up in competition that even Shakur Stevenson's own promoter, Bob Arum, did not want Shakur to take this fight. He believed Shakur was too, as he put it, wet behind the ears to take a step up like this. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and quote exactly what Bob Arum had to say. "I think it's a very, very dangerous fight. Our matchmakers were not in favor of doing the fight because they thought it might be a step too far, putting Shakur, who is, truth be told, even though a big talent, wet behind the ears. And we're putting him in with an experienced guy like Diaz. That's not a walk in the park, baby. Diaz has not only been a regional champion, but he's been a champion in weight divisions above 126, which means that he's not a little guy. It means that he's used to fighting heavier guys when he campaigned as a 130-pounder. Shakur's going to have his hands full with this guy." End quote. There's no doubt about it, this is a huge step up in competition for a fighter with only 10 fights. And quite frankly, this reminds me of when Floyd Mayweather only had 17 fights and he stepped up and fought for a world title against top 10, one of the best fighters in the world, pound for pound, Junior Hernandez. And everyone was saying the exact same thing. Matter of fact, I would love to ask Bob Arum today, what did he think when Floyd Mayweather first said he wanted to fight against Junior Hernandez next? Because I'm sure Bob Arum, he felt the exact same way he feels about Shakur getting in the ring with Christopher Diaz. Now understand, guys, it's normal when it comes to fighters from Cuba and Russia that turn pro and they start fighting against real stiff competition really early, because usually those fighters, they have double the amount of fights that American fighters have in the amateurs. Because when it comes to a lot of fighters from Russia, Cuba, etc., a lot of them, they go to the Olympics multiple times. But with American fighters, it's often one and done. So just to give you guys a little bit of contrast, once again, keep in mind Shakur Stevenson is 10-0. Ryan Garcia, he's actually 18-0, almost doubling the amount of fights that Shakur has. And coincidentally, Shakur and Ryan, they actually fought in the amateurs. And I believe they fought multiple times, and Shakur Stevenson, he won. But once again, this gives you guys an idea of what type of step up this is for Shakur Stevenson. I truly believe that Shakur Stevenson is the best prospect in boxing right now. I mean, if you guys have been watching the history of boxing when it comes to fighters that have reached pound for pound #1 status, most of the pound for pound #1 kings have been American. And I'm talking about universally the undisputed pound for pound #1 champions. Going all the way back to Pernell Whitaker. After Pernell Whitaker, it was James Toney. Then it was Roy Jones. Then it was Bernard Hopkins. Then it was Shane Mosley. Then it was Floyd Mayweather. Then it was Andre Ward. And now it's Terrence Crawford, but some people, they believe it's Lomachenko. And me, I personally believe that Shakur Stevenson is eventually going to have that torch passed down to him. You know, in the Masayuki fight, Ito, he was able to do almost everything just a little bit better than Christopher Diaz. He was able to outthink him and outslick him. And I just feel if Ito was able to do that to Chris, then Shakur, he should be able to do it even better than Ito. because the Diaz versus Ito fight, it was very competitive. There's a very good chance that Shakur can go out there, surprise a lot of people, and basically shut out Christopher Diaz. It's possible. So I'm looking forward to watching this fight. Bob Arum is selling the fight even more. And when I say he's selling the fight, he's genuine when he says that he didn't want to put Shakur in there, but just him saying that, it just shows you how serious of a fight this is. In fact, this is the best fight on the card. I didn't tell you guys, this fight will actually be on the Crawford versus Khan undercard. I think it's the best fight on the card in terms of suspense, in terms of competition, because this is truly somewhat of a 50-50 fight. At least on paper, it's a 50-50 fight. And although I look forward to seeing Crawford versus Khan, we obviously all know that that's nowhere close to a 50-50 fight. Even though I expect Amir Khan to come out the blocks early looking good, he usually looks good against southpaws. So it'll be really interesting to see how he does in this fight before he gets knocked out. Let's see how it all goes down, guys. That's all I got for now, and I'm on to the next one.